Hi there. Today marks the 83rd anniversary of the bombing of Pearl Harbor. And I wanted to pay tribute and honor those heroes who were there that day. One of those heroes was my dad, and he was on the USS Detroit and witnessed the attack firsthand. He was a sophomore in high school when he convinced his mom and dad to sign and let him join the Navy. So he went on and enlisted, and he became a torpedo man and was therefore assigned to the USS Detroit. The following is a video that was taken by Dan, his grandson. He interviewed him in 2018, exactly 33 days before he passed. So I hope you listen to this and you can hear firsthand account what it was like that day.
Today is June the 8th of 2018.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, it's going by quick. Too fast. But yeah, so I wanted to just find out a little bit about you. And so I have here, you were born in 1922.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In Burdett, Kansas, I think.
In what, Kansas?
Burdett.
Burdett, Kansas.
Yeah, it's a little burg there in Kansas.
High school. When did you get into the Navy?
Well, that was in my sophomore year.
Your sophomore year of high school?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was in February of 41.
February 41.
Because when I got up to Great Lakes Training Station, it was a president's birthday.
Uh-huh.
And they really fed good up there that day. On the president's birthday, they had turkey and all that stuff.
Oh, nice.
I thought, man, this is going to be our cinch. That kind of food, you know.
Yeah.
But it didn't all stay that way.
Oh, I'm sure. Did you have a recruiter pick you up, or how did you end up hearing about the Navy, getting interested?
Well, my sister, we lived up in North Dakota at the time, and she went with a kid, and he joined the Navy. And that kind of got me thinking about Navy, and he'd send pictures of this and stuff. He was on the Saratoga, that aircraft carrier. But I decided that was a pretty good place to go. Everybody else was going in the Army.
Yeah.
They were, oh hell, I can't say it now. But in school, they were in the Army.
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of them were going then, and I decided I didn't want to go to the Army. My dad talked me out of it.
Yeah.
He said, hell, go to the Navy. So I joined the Navy for 6 years.
Wow, very nice. Well, let's talk about the Navy real quick, because you were in Hawaii when the Pearl Harbor attacks happened, correct?
Yeah, I was on the Detroit.
You were on the Detroit.
It's a light cruiser.
Yeah.
But we lucked out.
Yeah, tell me about that. What happened that day?
Well, I think the good Lord was looking after us. But you know, it was a beautiful morning that Sunday morning. And on Sundays, they always had a better breakfast. They let us sleep an extra half hour.
Nice.
They'd blow rebel at 6:30. And we'd really pile out and go down and get in the line, you know, because hell, they'd have bacon and eggs and sausage and all that. Another guy, or two guys and I went down and got our breakfast. And we got up at 6:30 and went down and got our breakfast and ate it. And then we went back to the sleeping compartment. And our sleeping compartment was above the water line. So we had windows or portholes.
Portholes, yeah.
And we were sitting there talking and heard the hell of an explosion.
Oh, no.
This one guy said, hell, they're not practicing on Sundays, are they? But I got up and looked out that damn porthole, and first thing I seen was this damn airplane. And I seen him drop his damn torpedo. And when he did that, why he flared up, you could see those Japanese insignias on his. So we got the hell out of there and went up to the gun. But the hell of it is, in peacetime, when a Navy ship went into harbor, they'd take all the live ammunition and take it down below decks. And so you didn't have any live ammunition up at the gun.
Oh no.
So we didn't, we took off and run up to the gun and got up there, and the hell damn airplane was shooting at us, you know, they was straight from the ships. And we said, hell, go to the magazine where the ammunition was at. So we run down there, I think it was 2 decks down. When we got down there, I seen this guy beating on a padlock with a piece of pipe. And all these down rooms down there was in a room was probably 20 by 20. And doors all around, but they all had their big brass Navy padlocks on it.
No.
And so here come an officer down the ladder, and he says, I'll shoot him off. And he got his damn 45 out. And just about that time, another guy come down the ladder and said, I got a key. I got a key. So he got down there and unlocked him, and that guy never did have to shoot his damn gun.
Wow.
Man, I don't know what had happened, because that damn room was all metal. You know.
That ricocheting bullet probably wouldn't have been too good, huh?
If he'd have been shooting that 45.
I bet your heart was pounding like crazy when that was happening.
That guy come down and he said, I got a key, so he opened everything up.
Mm-hmm.
And we carried some 3-inch anti-aircraft ammunition up to the gun, this other guy. So we got up to the gun and set it down, and they announced over the loudspeaker that all mooring detail report to your stations on the gun. And I was on a mooring detail, so I went down 2 flights and got on the main deck and run up to the main deck, and goddamn them guns were shooting all over. I don't know how come I survived, but
wow.
you'd hear them bling, bling, bling.
Wow. Did everybody on your boat make it through that attack?
Yeah.
Oh, thank goodness. Wow. Wow. You got the ammunition into the guns and you guys started firing back, or what happened?
Well, they never really did. But I run, like I said, they wanted the mooring detail to tie the ships from where it was moored.
Yeah.
So I run down the deck, and I got down to where my station was, and there was an officer standing there. He had a handbags, and he handed it to me, and he says, if you get an order from up on the bridge, which was right above me, he says, you cut the mooring lines.
Right.
So, and then he left. And about that time, here come a damn airplane strafing. So I stepped behind this damn steel column, and the damn plane went by. So I stepped out, and I turned and looked to the left, and the Arizona blew up.
Oh my God.
And what an explosion that was. And I actually seen a man flying through the air. His arms were out and the legs were out, and it blew him back up on the Ford Island. See, this island was in the middle.
Yeah.
And the ships were tied up all around the island. And I seen that man flying through the air.
Wow. So you were lucky that you were actually on a smaller ship then, right? Because that probably wasn't one of the main targets that were being missiled.
It wasn't a battleship, huh? It was a smaller light cruiser.
Wow. Wow. Well, we know that kind of changed world history after that happened, so.
Yeah, about that time, everybody, or the rest of the crew got down there, and we took the mooring lines, and hell, they were big hawsers, you know.
Yeah.
And of course, to make things more complicated, whenever a ship come into harbor and they'd tie them up they'd have about 4 of those big lines, and then they'd put a little line around them about the size of your finger, so that line was all tied up when everybody got there. But a guy jumped down with his knife and cut that lashing, and we got all of it turned in except one line. He left one out.
Oh no.
So the ship didn't drift out,
Yeah. Wow.
But he turned us loose, the officer did, then he said, go back to your gun station. So I took off and run back, and I went by the ammunition deal and picked up another load of ammunition, that guy and I. And we got back up to the gun, but it was kind of chaotic. They were shooting those they were 3-inch shells they're about that long.
Yeah.
And they had a cap on the end of them to protect their timer.
Uh-huh.
And they're supposed to take that cap off, then shove the shell into a tube, then an officer up above would set the timer on it. So it would explode out there, 100, 200, 300 yards.
Yeah.
They were shooting an airplane.
Wow. Wow.
But it was kind of chaotic, and by that time, the Japanese pretty well had it made, and they'd left, so
Whoa.
there wasn't a lot going on right then.
So what's your biggest memory from that day? What's the thing that impacted you the most from that attack?
Well, when we were going out of the harbor, they finally got enough steam up so they could take the ship out, and they turned it around so it could go out of the harbor.
Yeah.
And we was going around this side of the island, and we passed Raleigh. It was another ship just like ours, but they'd hit it with 2 torpedoes, and it just sunk straight down. Then the next one was a Utah, a battleship, and it had rolled clear over, and all you could see was the bottom of it.
Wow.
But anyway, we was going, and there was a nick and a kind of a shallow deal that went out. You went out of the harbor, and we was coming around here, and a battleship was coming this way. They got up enough steam, they got started, And where the damn thing went into this narrow neck, the battleship was there, and a sub got him twice. Those little 2-man subs got him with 2 torpedoes, and the guy that was steering him just took him right straight on, and he run him aground, and we went right by the tail.
Whoa.
If he'd have got sunk in the channel, we'd have never got out. See.
Wow. Wow.
But actually, at that time, that was about the scariest part, really. But we went by the Raleigh, like I say, it was like our ship that had sunk it down. And the crew was on deck, and they just cheered like hell. It was kind of like a football game, telling us to go out and get them rotten bastards.
Oh, I bet you.
Oh, they were really...
Wow.
But that was really the scariest time, because we figured the Japanese were going to be out there and blow us all to hell.
Right.
When we got out. But we got out, I don't know, that channel must have been about 2 miles long.
Yeah.
And when we got out to where we was going to go out to sea, there's a lot of small craft out there. They was pitching these explosives to get the darn 2-man subs.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of them little bastards running around.
Oh, wow.
And they was throwing those depth charges, and we went right through them. And I don't know, there was 3 destroyers. They're a little smaller than a cruiser. And they joined us, because our ship was flagship of the destroyer battle force. So those 3 destroyers joined us, and then we went out to sea. And there were ships all over out there. So many of them were ready to go into Honolulu at the commercial dock. So we went out in there and was checking all those ships to see if they were Japanese or not.
Yeah.
But that's the way we spent the rest of that day at 7th. And that night we ran all around the damn islands looking for Japs.
Yeah.
And when we went out of the harbor, the captain came on the loudspeaker. And he said, "This is the captain speaking." He says, "You men know what happened in there with the Japanese." He said, "We're going out and look for Japanese, and no matter what the odds," said, "we're going to attack." He said, "Are you with me?" I never will forget that. Kind of a dramatic speech he put out, you know.
Yeah.
But of course, you get out there, there's no Japanese.
Right. Wow. But you were ready for anything at that point, huh?
Yeah, that was the most scary part of it, really, when we went out that channel. We figured they was going to be sitting out there and blow us all to hell. You know?
Wow. Wow, what a day. What a day.
Yeah, it sure was.
Oh my goodness. Well, I got to tell you, thank you for doing that, and thank you for being part of that. That was a big part of
appreciate it.
History, and thank you. Yeah. Wow. So you were in the Navy for 6 years, you said?
Yeah, 5 years, 9 months, and 27 days.
So you weren't counting down.
Yeah, they let me out a little early. I had terminal leave coming, so I got out a little early.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, good. Well, wow, what an experience to have, and I'm sure you had some pretty good friends you met through that ordeal, huh?
Oh yeah, but I think most of them are dead now.
Are they? Yeah. You know, there's not a whole lot of Pearl Harbor survivors left at this point.
Not many.
So, yeah, it's good to hear your story firsthand. That's a really neat experience. So thank you for that.
But I got transferred, I think the second time back to the States, and I got on this other ship. We went to the South Pacific at FC. That's where we were at EO and those other islands down there.
Yeah. Wow.
We were Saipan. They let us off. We got a little bit of liberty. It wasn't very many hours. They let us off, and we got over and walked on Saipan. And God, they just blew the shit out of that place. The darn trees were only about that high, and usually they were 30 foot high. You know.
So this all got chopped down.
Just like they mowed it.
Wow. Wow.
But we was walking around there, and hell, there were still dead Japs laying around. And this little white dog come running out. That was kind of funny.
Yeah.
Little terrier type dog. She'd been in the bushes, and she run out, and one of the guys gave her a candy bar.
Uh-huh.
And then she wouldn't leave us from then on.
Oh, you guys got a pet at that point,
She
huh?
stayed right with us. And went down to the dock when we had to go back.
Yeah.
And she was with us then. She jumped right in the boat.
Oh. Did you get
This one guy said, "Hell, I'll see if I can get her aboard."
Yeah.
So we went out to the ship, and he carried her. And the OD officer of the deck didn't say a word. He just walked on with that little dog. And we had her for a long time.
Do you remember the name? What you named that dog?
Toto.
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 Okay.
Yeah, she was a nice little dog. She stayed up on the air control. And that's where I stood watching. Hell, she'd sit on my lap through their 4-hour watching. You know.
Yeah.
And she was up on the deck or the table one night. And those damn Japs were shooting shells like a mortar. They'd go up like this and then come down on our ship. They were, I don't know, 20 millimeters or something like that. But it scared her, and she fell off the table and broke her leg.
Oh no.
And hell, they took her down to the sick bay, and those officers took care of her. They set her leg and put her in a cast and everything.
Oh.
And she wore that cast until they was ready to take it off. You know.
Yeah.
Then she was okay, and we come back to, war was over, and we come back to the States. We still had that dog.
Uh-huh.
And this friend of mine from I don't know, he's in Indiana, I think. His folks lived on a farm. He said, I'm going to send her back to my folks. So when we got here, we had to put her in quarantine for 10 days.
Yeah.
So she didn't have any diseases. And then we got a crate and put her in it and shipped her back to his folks.
Oh, wow.
And they lived on a farm. But that little dog, he said she was quite a hit with the VFW, or American Legion, I forget what it was. But she lived quite a while. When she died, well, they had a regular funeral for her.
Oh.
They shot the guns and the whole damn work.
Wow. That's a great story.
Yeah, he said he didn't have any idea how old she was, you know.
Yeah.
But she was sure a nice little dog.
And how nice to have that when you're on the ship too, just a little friend.
She was a good little dog.
Oh, that's so nice. That's good.
Thank you all for watching, and a special shout out to all those current servicemen and women and all the veterans out there. We are so, so very thankful, and God bless you all.